wake up, it's time to be free. Wake up, was blind, now I see. Wake up, it's time to be me. Wake up, my mind is the key.
Wake up, it's time to be me. Wake up, my mind is the key.
All right, welcome to another episode of Daily Jules, where I drop nuggets of wisdom to help you increase your degrees of freedom. It does not matter how many degrees you have. The only thing that really matters is your degree of freedom. It does not matter how much money you make, but it's how you actually make money. We've been duped and indebted to the higher education system, spend all this money and didn't necessarily teach you how to become more free. So at thefreedomschool.com, that is our goal, is to give you everything you possibly need to learn how to be free. And I'm sharing my journey and in terms of freedom, which I'm pretty far along and I'm doing well. And I just want to share what I'm learning with you about entrepreneurship, about real estate, about investing, about mindset, about self-discipline and self-leadership, about leading others, all these things that have helped me become more and more free. So today we got an amazing question from Lamar Oaks, and he says, how do I know what type of business to start? Not everybody has a quote-unquote $1 million business idea. And so, Lamar, I want to share with you some criteria that you want to consider when starting a business, right, or evaluating business. How do I know what business to start? I actually have a lot of criteria for you, and they are key to think about. So let's go through them now. The first criteria, Lamar, that you want to consider, before I get into the first criteria, I want to say, for me, because I've gone through this process, which I call the business matchmaker, because I've gone through this process, I know for certain that you'll probably never find me in the restaurant business. Even though my godmother, who inspired me to be an entrepreneur, owns a barbecue restaurant in Hayward, California, you'll probably never find me in the restaurant business, because I know for a long time, unless you design it in a certain way, you have to be there a long time every single day. And that doesn't provide me with the time freedom that I truly desire. So when you know these things about yourself, it kind of quickly eliminates certain business ideas that come across you, and it absolutely helps you narrow in on the one that you are seeking to go after. So let me share with you some criteria to think about. The first one criteria is your personal success, right? Your personal definition of success. Does this business allow me to live the lifestyle that I truly desire? As somebody who's built this business, I don't see myself building a business where my company is on some huge 30-floor building and I have thousands and thousands and thousands of employees. Not yet. Maybe that'll change. But right now, I have a team of 4, and of course, I see us growing way beyond that. But you can build it in any way that you want to build it. There are consulting firms where people work at home in their pajamas, right? And then there are consulting firms that have huge global practices. It's all up to you. There's no right way to do it except the way that you want to do it. So does it align with your personal definition of success? Allow you to live your values? Does it allow you to live your values? Okay, so there's businesses out there where I could make money, but I might be making money in a way that doesn't allow me to live out my values, right? And so let me see. For instance, I had a friend who was a lawyer, right? And he was doing asbestos cases, and he was actually defending major corporations against people who look like him, right? So at the end of the day, the work wasn't in alignment with his values and who he valued. And so there was definitely no joy there. It wasn't a sense of purpose. And so the work should align with, it doesn't have to align with your values. You might say, I don't care, I just want to make money. It doesn't have to align with my values. And for me, my score on that is 10. Well, actually, the way I think about this, I would score each of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way to 10 and say, yeah, this aligns with my personal definition of success. This doesn't align. It's a 1. It doesn't align with my values. I would score it like that. Okay. 3 is passion. Does it allow me to leverage and use my passions on a daily basis? Okay. The next one is startup cost. Startup costs. There are some businesses that have high startup costs. Like if you want to start a hotel, that's going to be a huge startup cost. But if you want to start an online business, all you might need is a domain name and WordPress, right? So and some hosting. So startup costs could be a factor for you. Okay. Next is startup skills. Startup skills. There's some businesses where you're actually going to have to go develop a skill set, and then there's other businesses where you may already have that skill set, right? And so if you already having the skill set is valuable to you, then you want to put a 10 here as opposed to, no, I'm willing to go learn this actual new business and this new practice. You said you wanted to start a notary business. That's going to be a new skill set that you have to learn, right? The degree of startup skills, because learning a skill can take longer than raising money sometimes. So you want to look at that. The next is scalability. Scalability. Once you model success in a small space, how quickly can you scale, right? So my godmother, she ultimately got to 3 barbecue restaurants, but to scale a restaurant, that can be some heavy lifting, right? Whereas to scale my business, that's a lot easier to do, right? So the degree of scalability is important to you. Not saying that all brick and mortar is not scalable. There's some huge companies out there that are brick and mortar that are scalable, and not everything that's online is easy to scale, right? Some online companies have the highest cost of customer acquisition possible, not possible, just have high cost of customer acquisition because you're competing against other people who want to do this quote unquote easier business model. Okay. Next is degree of flexibility. Degree of flexibility. Can I work when I want, right? When I want. A restaurant, if it's relying on your recipes and your cooking skills, then it doesn't provide you with a high degree of flexibility. Okay. Next is portability. Portability. Can I take my business wherever I want? Does it have to be here, right? If you're a realtor, your business is probably very local, and for you to just say, "Oh, I want to go to the Bahamas and live there for 6 months," your real estate business probably can't go with you, right? So portability may be something that you want to consider. Next is sustainability. Sustainability, okay? Does this allow you to grow without extreme risk? There's some businesses that you know are just like a trend, right? And you can invest a lot of money, but if that trend goes before you're able to get to market, then you're out, right? But do you see a path to making this a sustainable business that can pay you for 10, 20, 30 years, right? So sustainability is really important. 10 is profitability. 10 is profitability, right? Profitability is, for instance, Walmart, their business model is high volume, low margins, right? So they're willing to take 10 cents on some Ziploc bags as long as they sell 2 million of them, right? Whereas there might be somebody like the Gucci store that spends $3 on a white t-shirt but sells it at $50, and so their profit margin is extremely high, right? Selling information online, info products can also have extremely high profit margin. There's one initial cost to create, right, in terms of time and other resources, but then after that, there's no marginal cost for a new student, right? So this example of profitability. The other thing that you might want to consider is premium pricing. Do I want a business that allows me to have a few customers and charge a lot of money? Or do I want to try to make a little money off of a lot of customers? I think a business that has a few customers and you're able to earn a lot of money from a few customers is actually can be easier. But that's up to you. It's all about preference. There's no right way to do it. Okay. The next is can this create passive income for me? Right? Will this business allow you to make money while you sleep, or is it a time for money type business? Okay. Next is 13. I call it on my demand. On my demand. Does this allow me to make money when I want to? If I want to scale my business, can I turn up my advertising and predictably get equivalent amount of new leads, which leads to equivalent number of new buyers, right? Is it money on demand? Okay. This may be valuable to you, or you just may be happy with money coming in as it comes in. Okay. Of course, a lot of people want money on my demand, but sometimes there's scalability, like cost of customer acquisition can actually rise as you scale up, right? And then the question is your business model still profitable as the cost of customer acquisition rises? Another thing for you to consider, I think you said you have a wife. Yeah, my wife and I. Is it family oriented? Family oriented, right? Having a gun range or a strip club or something like that might not be family oriented. And if family is a value to you, then a business like that may not be aligned. Or even just a manufacturing plant where there could be there's a lot of dangerous areas, that may not be a family oriented type business that you want to run. The other thing you want to consider is travel. Do I have to travel a lot, and do I want to travel a lot, and where does my business allow me to travel, right? Let's say my business allows me to travel to Caribbean countries to do the work, and I love it there, then that's great. But what if I don't want to travel at all? What if I hate airplanes? You need to decide whether it aligns with your the amount of travel and where you want to travel in terms of your business, okay? 16 is quick cash. Quick cash. Does this business allow you to profit in 90 days? Or is it a longer term play where it's going to, for instance, flipping houses, you're probably not going to profit in 90 days. You're going to have to actually put in a lot of money. So the startup cost is going to be high, and you might not profit for an entire year once the house is done, up on market, and things of that nature. Right? So quick cash, not get rich quick, but quick cash, how long will it take for you to get to profitability, right? And then 17 is client closeness. And what I mean by that, client closeness, is how close are you to the market at this moment in time, or do you actually have to go learn and understand and meet this market? If you already have relationships, if you have a skill set that's valuable and you already have relationships in that market and you can actually get a client within a week, then that might be valuable to you. But if you don't even know your avatar or market yet, then that may be a negative for you. And so that's why I created Avatar Analyzer in the Freedom School, to really help you understand who your target market is and to see if you actually know them, and if you don't know them, how you are going to find them. So these are the criteria to know, how do I know what business to start? Again, I would rank these on a score of 1 to 10. 10 being yes, this 10 being yes, this really aligns, and 1 being no. And then seeing what score you get across maybe 3 different businesses. So say one business is a restaurant, right, and you get a certain score. Another business is a laundromat, you get a certain score. And another business is a fourplex, and you get a score. And you see which score is the highest. And I would actually probably prioritize the business that has the highest score once you add all of these up. So and some of these might not be important to you, so you just cross them out and don't include them in your scoring. And you may have additional criteria that I didn't include that also may be important to you, so you want to include those and score those as well. All right. Now, of course, all of these are weighted. Based on how important they are to you. But in general, I think this will help you. This business matchmaker process will help you get clear on what business to start and what business not to. All right. So this is Jullien Gordon with another Daily Jewel. I hope this was helpful to you, Lamar and your wife. Good luck with the notary business, and I will catch you next episode. All right, wishing you more degrees of freedom. Peace. I hope these mindsets, metaphors, and methodologies blessed you. If you desire more freedom, go to getfreenow.com to subscribe to the show on iTunes, YouTube, or Facebook, and get 4 of my best courses in the Freedom School for 100% free.